Hey everyone. I like to talk about something in this video that's really super useful all the time, in every single moment, no matter what. And it's the idea to see life as an opportunity and to see really every single moment and every single thing that happens as an opportunity. Um, it's really easy to think that things are getting in our way or getting us down or just like a bunch of obstacles or unfortunate circumstances. And that's basically just a decision to see whatever's happening as not an opportunity to grow or to get better at something. It's just seeing it as out of line with my plan, out of line with my agenda. It's not how I think things should work. It's not what I think should be happening. And therefore, it's wrong and bad. And it's stopping me from being peaceful in this moment. It's stopping me from being happy in this moment, from being friendly in this moment, all because we're we're judging it and assuming that it's actually not an opportunity for us. So we're seeing this thing as against us and not for us. And it's so easy to see life like that, but life is actually for us. It really is. But it's our decision to see it that way. And what's interesting about this is that, it's nice to have a goal. And yeah, I'm not talking about a goal in the traditional sense, probably, although that does help too. I'm not talking about a goal that you want to achieve necessarily. It's just a goal to give you direction. And so, for example, if your goal is to become like incredibly peaceful in your life, if your goal is to become incredibly friendly in your life, then every single thing that comes to you that is making it a little bit difficult to be peaceful, to be friendly, then that is your opportunity to become more peaceful and more friendly. If you're trying to become more patient in life, then all the situations and all the people that test your patience, they're giving you the opportunity to help grow your patience. Because, it's really funny. We don't necessarily be able, we don't grow our ability to love, or we don't grow into more love just by being in the most loving situations and the most loving circumstances, although that's great, definitely. But our love can grow tremendously when we're in situations or around the people where we find it difficult to love them. And then, there, if we're able to let go of whatever's holding us back from loving them or loving this, whatever the circumstance is, then our love grows tremendously, right? Because something left and then we grew into more love. But it's the same thing with any quality that you're trying to work on. So, but this is the same as if you're trying to become stronger in your body, if you're trying to become faster or jump higher or more flexible or whatever, and you have a goal in order to do that, right? I'm going to make my body stronger, more durable, more resilient. And then you have to put yourself in situations where you're challenging your body's current abilities, right? That's obvious. That's easy for us to relate to. If you want to get stronger, then you have to keep on increasing the weight when you go work out. If you want to get faster, then you have to keep on trying to run faster, right? Run maybe one more sprint. If you want to get better at, for example, if you want to get better at reading, well, then you can't just keep on reading a third grade level book all your life, because then you only get so good at reading. But if you want to get better, you have to go to sixth grade level, high school level, and then so on and so forth. You have to read a little bit more comprehensive things with a wider range of vocabulary. And then in challenging your current ability, then you are growing into a better or a more refined ability. But this is for anything, right? It's for anything you're trying to get better at. But in all of those examples that I was just talking about, again, that there was a goal there, right? And if you don't have a goal, if you don't understand what you're trying to do in this moment, if you don't know what your priority is in this moment, then everything's going to seem like it's against you. Unless it's like obviously just like super loving and pleasurable and easy, then it's easy to be like, oh, this is great. But if there's even a hint of inconvenience, then it's like we just kind of freak out. But that's because that normally happens when we don't understand what our goal is. Because again, our goal is just giving us direction. So if we don't know where we're going, then how could we possibly see anything that is helping us to go in that direction? Right? If we don't know what we're going for, then how can we know what is for us? So then everything seems like it's against us. And everything just seems to happen to us randomly. But if we have some direction, if we're more focused, then we'll be able to see things as either in or out of alignment with where we're trying to go. And then we can also not fight our way to that goal too. That helps also. So this goes for anything. Like, I was talking to a friend this morning, and we were doing a meditation, and she was saying how she was forgetting that to remember was a really good thing. So oftentimes if we first take those first couple of breaths, right? It's like, man, it feels so great. That's what I'm reminded of. It feels so good, those first couple of breaths. But we could easily get into the mindset of, oh my God, how long wasn't I breathing for? How long did I forget to do that, right? And that's really easy to do. We think that forgetting is actually against our goal or against what we want. We see it as a bad thing. But we could see that forgetting is actually helping us to remember better. Because every time we remember, we get better at remembering, right? So forgetting is an opportunity to remember. But then if you remember that is an opportunity to be grateful that you've remembered. So it's just opportunities everywhere. And it really makes life way more fun. But it really takes us not judging things as bad or wrong. Because there is a way, it is possible to look at life and say that there's actually, I can't do anything bad. I can't do anything wrong. But I can learn from everything that I do. Right? So there's a difference there. It's not saying that I can't do anything bad in that I can do anything that I want. But you can do anything that you want. But I'm not saying that we can justify every bad thing as being okay. But instead of saying it's bad or saying that it's wrong, what if we just learn from everything that we did? Because if we say that it's bad or wrong, then we usually just stop right there. Oh, that was bad. Why did I do that? And then we just sink down into the bottomless pit of guilt and shame and being hard on ourselves. Or we can say, okay, that happened. How did it make me feel? What was the effect? And what am I learning from this? And what's also really interesting is that all of us have something that we think is such an inconvenience to our lives. We're all like, man, if it just wasn't for this thing, then I would be able to do X, Y, and Z. And for me, that was my speech. As you probably noticed in this video, I don't know, sometimes I kind of splice it out, but maybe I'll leave it in this one. But I pause on my words sometimes, because when I was 6 years old, I developed a stutter. And for most of my life, I saw it as just this huge inconvenience, this huge obstacle. I was always wanting to tell jokes and always wanting to tell stories, but I was like, oh, my stutter's ruining it. I can't tell a good story. I can't be a good storyteller. I can't be a good speaker until this stutter goes away. And so I was just seeing it as something that was limiting me. But then something happened to where I was able to change my perspective, that changed my perception of it. And it has really showed me a lot. It has actually showed me how much I wasn't loving myself. Because of this thing that was happening, I was basically really hating on myself, and I was getting really down on myself, and I didn't believe in myself. And so every time this happens now, I really see it as an opportunity to relax, to not judge myself, and then just carry on, right? And then over the years, that the stutter has definitely gotten less. I mean, like sometimes it's like just like fucking hey, I can't say a word without stopping, and other times it's just like smooth sailing. And so it's definitely gotten smoother, but it hasn't gone away. But what has been the huge difference is my perception of it, because it doesn't bother me nearly as much as it did before. And so there are two options. Either you can try and get rid of the issue, totally solve it, which is great, totally overcome it, or you can just not care. And not caring about or not minding it will help it to smooth itself out. And then it won't limit you anymore, or it will limit you way, way less. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Lots of love.